All right, let's see. Happy Saturday, everybody! Happy Super Weekend with the release of Superman's. Got my review up if you guys have not checked it out yet. I kind of want to go see it again. I'm very curious to go see it again. I'm just wondering if any of my feelings will change at all. If I do give it another go round. When I was at the theater, that's where I actually got the shirt that I used for the review because they were selling them. They actually had the popcorn bucket there, which I'm kind of surprised by. My theater is usually not up to date with a lot of that shit, so that was a little mildly unexpected. I am not getting it though. That ain't happening. So we may have a hard out depending. I'm also on call this weekend, so up front, there's a strong chance. I mean, I wouldn't say strong chance, but there is always a chance that we may have to cut the stream early if I do get a call from work or something like that. So that's always a possibility. So I got some editing and other stuff I need to do tonight, so we might have a hard stop at 6. So if you really want to get your comments read, you may have to super chat. Just going to put that out there. Real quick, no Superman spoilers. We're gonna pin that shit. Not that anybody ever reads it, but I'll say I did my due diligence and put it up there. All right. Anyway, onward and upward. What's up, Cole? Since I'm here first, would you rather be sent to the shadow realm of trauma by Sentry or be vampire bitten by Remick? Probably be bitten by Remick. If I have to take the two of those options, I would much rather be bitten by Remick. That seems like at least a little bit of a vibe. Even if you are part of a hive mind, I guess. At least you're kind of content. What's up, Christian? How are you? I just saw that one of the previous Superman actors, Dean Cain, complained about James Gunn calling Superman an immigrant, and that how woke are we going to do this? I saw such a... Oh yeah, hold up. I can't believe a Superman actor said something this stupid. What makes that even dumber? Because that just means you don't know jack shit. Because that shouldn't even be considered political to state at all. But the funniest fact about that is, in the show in which he played Superman, they did a storyline where they asked for Superman's green card and he just avoided the question. Like, they did a whole thing about, like, so you're not from here, right? You're an alien? What are you doing here? Where's your papers? You know, I love that. Somebody quote tweeted that, his ass on that, or at least the article about it. Be like, well, here's this clip literally of your show talking about this, and we want to put this on James Gunn now. Like, it's just fucking stupid. Like, it is the dumbest shit that people are like, you know, trying to leverage to call this film political in any machination. I mean, the closest thing is the Baravia plot and all of that. Like, that's the real main thing. If anything, if you want to talk about any of it, it has nothing to do with that. That is dumb as shit if that's what you're going to point at. Anyway, what's up, Christian Decina? How are you? What's up, everybody? Haven't gotten to live streams lately, but it's a great catch you won. And did you hear on Tuesday we are going to get our first real trailer for Stranger Things Season 5? I heard rumors we might be getting one soon. When? I don't know. I don't think we've got a date just yet for it. But I did hear that something might be coming up real soon. I know Comic-Con's right around the corner. I will be there. So, if it comes to reacting to a trailer or anything like that, there's a chance I may see it there, or I may just be late to it, or just skip it altogether. So it just depends on if it comes out before that or not. What's up, Janie? Hello, Omni. Long time no see. How are you? And cats today? Cats are all good. Floof is outside, and though I think she's been away from me, even though it's only been 2 weeks, maybe less than, she doesn't recognize, or at least she's very much so treating her kittens very differently and running them off and hoarding all of the food out back. So I got to figure out what to do with all of that. But she's at least healthy, healed, and out and about right now. She's a lot more comfortable outside. Beside the last episode of Heartstopper, what's your favorite moment from season 3? For me, it was the episode when Charlie went to the clinic and Nick with his alone time to see that side of the story. That is my favorite episode of the season so far, for sure. Moment, probably just Tao comforting Nick in the hallway at that party. Immediately, first thing that jumps to mind when I was talking about all of that. Just saw the Superman movie and seen it 2 more times next week to form my full opinion. Loved it though. So many Easter eggs. So many Easter eggs. For sure. Lots of them. DC is off to a super start. So far, so good. And a strong start for that matter. Box office seems to be pretty actually, well, going over projections at the moment, which is good. What's up, JC? Well, I'll be watching Peacemaker next month. Of course. I mean, I reacted to the first season. I'm going to be reacting to the second season, so yes. If we don't end up seeing Ironheart again, I'll be mad, honestly. I hope we see her in either the next Avengers movie or after Secret Wars. I mean, there's a good chance if this Young Avengers thing comes through, we may see her there. But yeah, I do hope we see her again sometime. I'm sure we will. DK clearly doesn't understand the Superman character. Or he's, yeah. I mean, obviously he misunderstands completely. Recently rewatched your Mission Impossible film reactions. They're so good, deserve so many more views, way better than most reactors I've seen on the franchise. Speaking of MI, you mentioned clicking off Real Rejects Galaxy Quest reaction when it was just a rewatch, but it might as well be their first time with how they responded. I think it's worth watching. Okay, I might go back and check it out then. What's up, Albert? How are you doing? What's up, Loy? Happy super weekend indeed. Am I a herald of Galactus? I can neither confirm nor deny. Hey, right back at you, man. I hope you guys a great week so far. Getting my BBQ wings and be right with you. Hell yeah. What's up, 10K? What's up, Tony Gold? Stareface. Almost as bad as Taserface. What's up, Nicole? How are you? Please just spoiler Superman. I haven't seen it. Sorry I didn't make it for last stream. All good. And for this one, I did put up the little thing, so hopefully everybody honors that. What's up, Hero's Journey? Sent you an Instagram DM just now. Hope you consider. Let me see. Oh God, I almost knocked over my wine glass. Oh, here we go. Doing Superman movie. I don't know if I would have time for anything like that because I've got to get a lot of stuff done and out of the way before I leave. Not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday, because I got 10 episodes of The Bear to do, the regular stuff, and then I need to backlog that stuff while I'm away, and a couple of movie reactions I need to also pump out that I'm obligated to get around to at this point. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass, but I appreciate the offer. Let's see. Will, where did we leave off? Oh, here we are. Sorry I didn't make last stream. What's up, Regine? How are you? Just got back from watching Superman. It was great. Hell yeah. What are your thoughts on the Squid Game finale? Check out my reaction to it. I loved it. I think it was perfect. Oh, good. I did not have time to watch yet. Do you think Superman will make enough? Will make enough in the next week to justify continuing the DCU for the next 10 years at the very least? I'm sure if it has, I would have to imagine, because there's this number being thrown around, like 900 million is what it needs to make. James Gunn denied that, so I assume if it does well and it, you know, box office is at least decent, I'm sure they'll probably continue on. I need to give Superman a rewatch, preferably in IMAX. I would love to see anything in IMAX, man. Still have never done so. We can talk about Superman spoilers next month once we've had time to collect our thoughts. Dean Cain knows nothing. That's very true about the character. That was probably a retracted comment. Here's the full one. Hero's Journey sent in another super chat here, just saying thanks for considering, much appreciated. Anytime, anytime. I'm sorry that that things are just a little too swamped right now. Otherwise, I would be happy to try to make the time, man. I barely have time for my own needs these days. What's up, Roberto? How are you doing today? Good so far, good so far. I woke up around 2-ish. I've been working on my final episode of Sandman for this week. Almost done with the clips part of it. Need to break down the review section, thumbnail it, and then that'll be ready for tomorrow morning. So that's what I've been doing. Then tonight I'll be watching Karate Kid Legends, and then if I have time, Birdcage, which I need to record because that's our community pick this month. Let's see. Superman is an immigrant, though, because he comes from another planet. Exactly. Made me laugh. Anyway, Squid Game 3 was, had quite a few ups and tons of downs. Don't want to get into it, but somehow Part 2 gave such a low payoff. I genuinely rate Season 2 higher than Season 3. I just kind of put them together. It's one continuous thing. It was only broken up because of Netflix, really, so it wasn't really the intention, to my knowledge, so it is what it is, man. I just, it's all one thing to me. I loved Season 3. I do think Season 2 probably had a much stronger, if we're breaking them up in the sections, in the seasons they were released, yes, I would put Season 2 above Season 3. I was thinking 3 was a massive testament to why Squid Game should have ended in Season 1. I disagree. I think it worked out poetically, beautifully. What's up, Jake from State Farm? I'm currently visiting my family in Las Vegas. That made me curious. Have you ever visited Las Vegas? If so, what was your favorite part? Well, you must miss out my posts because every year, or at least for the last 2 years, I've been going to Level Up Expo in Vegas for that whole event. And I will be going again. I already got my tickets for next year. So, though the first time I never actually went anywhere but the convention center in my hotel, at least when I was there this last time, I went to the Hell of a Show, which was at Area 15, I think it was the place. That whole little spiel, because one of the clubs there was where they had rented out, and that's where the show was. And that was a lot of fun. I still have, and then I went and ate at the Fontaine with Funny Little Gal Reacts with Angela and her husband, and that was a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I just would like to see more of it. I still have not been to the One Piece Cafe, and that is one thing I really, really want to do before, at least before, if it ever gets shut down or anything like that. I want to do that while I can. I've never seen other Superman movies, but I have seen Henry Cavill as Superman, and it was okay to me. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Also, Song-woo might have got his name wrong, but Yoon's best friend, I believe, his is the best character in the show. I could definitely understand an argument for that. I think Yoon's my personal favorite character throughout the entirety of it all. Probably second with the front man at this point, with all the intel that we got. And then I would probably go Hyunju before I would go Song-woo. Did you see the Ghost of Yote's State of Play reveal? I have not. I didn't know that happened. I saw it announced, but I haven't seen it happen. Will I be reacting to any more DC animated movies / shows or any live action movies? Well, I've seen all of the live action movies already. The only DC animated movies I haven't seen is the recent Tomorrowverse movies. The last Tomorrowverse movie I watched, I think, was The Long Halloween, and I've just not been motivated to watch those at all. After all of that. I mean, Long Halloween, that was good. I really liked that, but overall, I just don't like that universe, so I just haven't continued with it. I mean, I'll be watching any of the live action stuff that comes out. I plan on reacting to most of it, especially all the DCU stuff, animated and live action. Outside of that, I mean, My Adventures with Green Lantern I'll be reacting to for sure, because I'm reacting to My Adventures with Superman. So yeah, I mean, definitely. Also, last and final thing before I don't mention Squid Game for a while. While the frontman scene in Season 2 was an absolute masterclass. Yes, I agree. Also, Heartstopper, talk muting for spoilers. Oops, Heartstopper talk. Muting for spoilers. Oh, have you not watched yet? So when Avatar 3 trailer? I don't know. I don't care. I'll watch it probably whenever it comes out, but also don't give a shit. I'm fine forgetting it exists until it does again. Dean Cain is the abbreviation for DC, making it even more ironic. That's true. I got amazing news from a best friend who's like a brother to him, and his newly wife are pregnant. Well, hell yeah, congrats to them. How much are you going to miss the Owl House out of 10? Probably 11 for sure, especially after that ending. That was such a perfect send-off and goodbye, despite the fact that all of it got cut so short. God, I was crying throughout like most of that final episode. Forgot that next month was Peacemaker. This isn't a spoiler, but my only complaint was that I wish it was longer by 15 minutes. I'm on the opposite side of that. I kind of wish the movie was shorter. Anyways, I know I'm a bit slow, but I'm currently on season 2. But wow, man, that easily surpassed season 1. I finished the France trip arc, and I just want to say peak Heartstopper. So many character arcs during that trip. Very, very true. Very true. Hello there, Super Media. I mean Omni-Man. I mean Omni-Media. Have a good day. That was funny. That was good. That was so good. I know you love the show Friends. Would you consider doing a commentary rewatch, as I'd love to see your thoughts and feelings on every episode? I've only considered doing something similar to that with what was it? The X-Files. I don't know why I struggled so hard to remember what I was thinking of there. But I don't know. It would be kind of interesting to go through it again from a wholly different perspective. Maybe. I mean, I've been watching Coco Couch and Nick Reacts go through the whole show. I mean, Nick Reacts wrapped it up like maybe couple months ago, but Coco is still he's still in the middle of it. So I've been watching his stuff. So a lot of it's still pretty fresh. But I don't know, maybe one of these days. It is one of my favorite shows. I'd love to do, like, if we were going to do rewatches, and here I was talking about, maybe not going into Galaxy Quest because it was a rewatch of theirs, but I guess there's interest in those things. I don't know. I just get more interesting. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe. Who knows? Here I am being a little bit of a hypocrite. But fuck you. But Breaking Bad would be interesting. Let's see, Michael, I can share this fact now that you finished the Owl House. That witch that enticed Philip's older brother Caleb was actually Evelyn Clawthorne. She had his kid, making Ida and Lily Bellis's nieces. I didn't even think about that aspect of it, that their family line would be the remaining Clawthorns. I guess I just kind of assumed that her and Caleb's line was independent, like maybe she was like a great aunt or something like that, because I don't know why, I just always kind of put them separate. But then again, there's the whole bird motif, so that makes even more sense if they are related in that way. I'm gonna miss watching the Owl House with you. I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, because it was so much fun. Wait, isn't Superman a refugee? I mean he's still an immigrant. Even refugees are immigrants. But, I mean, yeah, he's 100% an illegal alien. Like that, there's no fighting that. I mean, a refugee also comes in through official channels. Like, you get refugee status not by just crash landing here or breaking in, entering and stuff like that, or like crossing in and whatnot. He would qualify. There are avenues for refugee status. He would qualify as an illegal alien. So that's his whole story. Depending on what story, the Kents either forged his paperwork to justify his status, or yet again lie and say they gave birth to him and forged medical documents. So, like, either way, yeah, that's how they cover it up, at least for Clark, his identity there. But when Superman outs himself to the world as an alien, that's when that question gets raised even more so. You're seeing Fantastic Four in theaters, right? That's going to be the plan. I hope to do so. What are your most interested in seeing in Fantastic Four? How they do Reed's special effects and Galactus just stomping around. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, I think. Never drop that wine glass. It is terrible when that happens. Also, the pilot of season 2, the scene with Tal and Elle, when Elle summed up the courage to go kiss Tal, he just froze, genuinely made me skip out on watching Heartstopper for a couple of days. I hate when movies and shows do that. No, I totally get that. Totally get that. What do you think will make more money, Superman or Fantastic Four at the total box office? My money is probably on Fantastic Four. I don't know why. I want to say Superman, but I got a gut feeling Fantastic Four is gonna do something to just draw in a crowd. But I want it to be Superman. What's up, Vince? Hey, y'all. Hope it's been a chill weeks for everyone. It's been pretty good so far. Will I be seeing Superman again, like I mentioned earlier? Yeah, I definitely do want to try to catch it again while it's still in theaters. I've been wanting to get into Sandman, but I have 2 questions. First, do you think I should? And 2, is it connected to DC? I mean, the comic is. It is a DC comic. The show, because it was sent over to Netflix, it's very much so in its own universe. It's connected to the Dead Boy Detectives show that is over on Netflix as well. I mean, it's a DC comic, so it is, but it isn't. In the way that, like, Doom Patrol isn't connected to Peacemaker, you know? Kind of like that, or Titans isn't connected to Peacemaker in that vein. It's out there. It's in the multiverse. So, I mean, I think it's fantastic. It's probably the best comic to... It's probably one of, if not the best comic to TV show adaptations I've seen. It's probably one of my favorites, period. I love it. I love it to death. But the show doesn't make any references to DC characters outside of Constantine, though they couldn't use John, so they made up Joanna Constantine instead to fill that role, because in the comic it is John. So that's the one tweak they've made, because that character is so integral to a lot of those storylines, so they had to do something. And it's Jenna Coleman from Doctor who is playing that character, which is also fascinating. I love it. Where are you traveling to? San Diego for Comic-Con. Hope for Stranger Things trailer on the 15th is looking promising. We'll see. What's your all-time favorite TV show or film you've reacted to? That I've reacted to, probably Stranger Things, or Hell of a Boss. Stranger Things or Hell of a Boss, I think, are probably the toppest tier for TV show. For films that I've reacted to, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'd have to think about that one. I'm not really sure off the top of my head for that one. Let's see. Superman is definitely worth a rewatch. Do you think it's pretty much certain we will be getting an American version of Squid Game after that ending? I mean, it's been long confirmed. It comes out next year. It's already begun filming. It's on production, at least. I think filming is, if not started, is starting soon. David Fincher's directing and show running. So, I mean, it's coming. It's not like a speculation. It's been in the works for a little while. I think Superman needs to make $500 million to break even, because it had a $200 million budget. They said, like, the number being thrown around is that because of that and plus marketing, it needs to make 900 or whatever. But I don't know what the true number is. But James Gunn said the 900 million number is BS. So I don't know. Don't worry, my schedules are weird too right now. Hopefully everything levels out here after the summer for myself and everybody else. What's up, Sleepy Lindsay? Without, I mean. I think I understood what you meant originally anyway. What's up, Nikki? How are you? I'm doing well. How's the weekend? Weekend so far, so good. Fur baby's doing well. Yes, Floof is back outside, though I need to either bring her back inside until I can catch her kittens, or catch them as quickly as possible, because I guess she's been away from them too long. Maybe their scents are different because it's been raining a lot while she's been inside with us healing. So I don't know if she just doesn't recognize them, or she does and she just wants her space. But she's been running them off, and unless I play bodyguard, they haven't been able to get to their food as of late. So I got to figure out what to do with that. Love your reaction to K-pop Demon Hunters. I can't stop playing the soundtrack. Same. It is still in my head, day in, day out right now. Saw Superman yesterday. Hell yeah. If Marvel not at Comic-Con, then they will be at D23, more than likely. The only DC presence at Comic-Con this year is Peacemaker, I think, too. My K-pop Demon Hunters edit has slowed down because of carpal tunnel. You have ever had issues with that? Anything that works for you? I don't run into it when I'm editing. If I'm writing, my hand will cramp up real fast, but I don't really have a good solve for it. Maybe a brace. I've heard those help a lot. Something that puts pressure on your wrist, I've heard does wonders for that. But Tao and Ella finally kissing in the France trip and getting together was so peak. Also, my one if about Heartstopper is the character Isaac. I had this problem in season 1, but I hope season 2 would improve on it. But not really. The problem is, first of all, Isaac, Tao, Charlie are meant to be absolute best friends, but man, does Isaac have less lines than any character on the show. It makes perfect sense why. I get, and I talked about this in my reactions and stuff, is that I wish there was a little bit more to get into them, and they do. There's more Isaac that will come out of all of this. Do I play Marvel Rivals? I played only twice, and it was with Jay and Adam over a preview. That's been the only times I've played the game at all. I haven't played it a single time on my own, but I've kind of had the itch. Just haven't yet. Squid Game is basically a 13 episode season between seasons 2 and 3. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly, yeah. For sure. 100%. I answered this question earlier. Gion's my favorite. Like, if we're picking everybody, my favorite character in the whole thing is Gion. For sure. Number 1. Can't wait for you to watch Gravity Falls now. I love that show so much. I can't wait to see you laughing at all the most hilarious moments from that show. Well, I can't wait to finally check it out and see what all the fuss is about. Now, like I mentioned in the video, and some people have already proven that they've skipped through certain explanations of things. It won't be on YouTube for maybe 3 or 4 weeks, but I will be continuing it in full, like the full lengths and stuff like that. All that jazz will be on YouTube. It's just with that way I can get ahead a little bit. So I, rather than just trying to do like a day before Comic-Con, pumping out a bunch of recordings and half-assing certain things, or risking half-assing certain things, I'm just going to build up our backlog on Patreon, and then release it in like 3 or 4 weeks from now. So there's a little bit of a wait for everybody who's waiting for it to hit YouTube, but if you're impatient, you always go to Patreon. But I can't wait to get into it. Whatever, consider doing a random video reaction. Viral vids and like that. Maybe a single stream per month dedicated to random vids to react to submitted by folks. I don't know about that, because I mean, especially with the live stream thing, because you know, I've tried reacting to like certain things live, and those get struck down real quick sometimes, and the whole stream gets fucked up as a result. If there were like random viral vids or something like that, and maybe it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but I don't know. It's never really crossed my mind at all. You know, I'd kind of stick to film and movies and stuff like that, but it's not off the table, I guess. I feel betrayed by the baby father, because I was really rooting for him to straighten out now that he was the dad, and he would realize the money isn't the most important thing, and I guess fuck me with that. That's what I was hoping for too, so yeah, fuck me as well. Everyone I see in the comment sections hating on Superman are all Snyder people who want Cavill back. Yeah, or they're angry about the non-existent political bullshit that they're making up in their own heads, or believing all the lies that the hate grind is pumping out about the movie as well. Are you excited for Wednesday season 2 in less than a month? Hope it's good. I am. I reached out and hopefully I'll be able to get some screeners for it, but we will see. I wasn't able to get them for season 1, but either way, we're going to be watching it here on the channel. I almost forgot to tell you, bro, Nick telling one of the homophobes it's genuinely a random character brought on, and when asked if he gave Charlie a hickey, he says, "What if I did? You jealous?" Yeah, I love that moment. I love any of the times Nick would push back against his friends. I'm going to see Superman tomorrow, and I am excited to fuck it up and save people, I guess. Hell yeah. You went to Area 15, but didn't do Omega Mart? No, I didn't have time. I mean, I was there to get in line, get good seats for that event. That was all I did there. It was already late, but yeah, no, that's I didn't really get to peruse the whole place while I was there, sadly. Generally, Nick's greatest line, one of for sure. If we do get an American version of Squid Game, I can see the frontman being the person who will want to shut it down after what player 456 actually did. I feel it has changed him with his sacrifice, especially with the revelation that Gyun was originally going to be the person that witnesses the American recruiter. In the original outline for the script, Gyun survives and he went to go visit his daughter in America, and then he sees the American recruiter and then proceeds to shut everything down. And then we got the ending that we got, in which obviously that's not going to happen, but now Gyun has almost infected the front man. I wholly agree that we're probably going to see him be at conflict with the idea of continuing it, and maybe he will take up Gyun's mission. That's what I'm hoping for. But when I hope for the best in anybody in this world, it doesn't always pan out all that well. Which later this year show or movie are you looking forward to the most? Well, now at this point, now that everything's kind of out and off the table, Superman was that thing. But probably Stranger Things season 5. Film, I'm not real sure at the moment. Best character in the show was the old lady, in my opinion. Also a major awesome character. What's up, Mercenary? How are you? What's my favorite show of the year thus far, and favorite movie? Favorite show of the year so far? That is a toughie. The biggest thing when I get questions like this is I can't remember what came out this year and what I've been watching that I watched this year but didn't come out this year. But I'm just double checking real quick. Andor, probably Andor. I think Andor wins show. Easy. That came out this year. After remembering that came out this year. Sandman isn't over yet. That's a high contender. The second and final half of that comes out at the end of this month, so I'm gonna hold off on saying that until then. I'm gonna have to go with Andor. Andor is definitely my favorite show. Favorite movie? K-pop Demon Hunters. Probably at this point. I fucking loved it. That's probably my favorite movie that came out this year. What about Red Sun Superman animated movies? Maybe, but I don't really have too much of an interest in it. How do you feel about a Hot Wheels movie being made? I couldn't care less, personally. I don't know. I mean, there is also always the possibility they could make a Lego movie out of it where it's like a sleeper hit like that, and but just the concept alone, don't care. Same with Omni-Media. I saw Long Halloween and then not the rest, mainly because I forgot the order. I think the next one after that was the Green Lantern movie, and I just never got around to it. The word of mouth for it wasn't very good. And then just the way they grew the universe was just terrible. So I just never really got back into it. What's up, Dolphies? Will I watch The Amazing Digital Circus? I will eventually. Any Comic-Con convention you're going this month or next month? Well, like I just mentioned, I'm going to San Diego Comic-Con as press. Got invited to tag along for that with Team JVS because they had an opening because one of their team members couldn't make it. So I'm going to be tagging along with them and helping with some press coverage there. So that'll be interesting. I've also never been to that, so I'm also very scared and a little intimidated. Am I the only guy who saw Bellows and got the same vibes of the director from Nimona? Both get what they deserve, by the way. I mean, the root of their issues are kind of similar, but they're still two very different people. But I'd see what that says. Just for those just commenting, oh, you're going to this press? Oh, you official, or you press you fancy. I didn't get approved. Somebody has an extra badge and they invited me to come along. So I got the benefit of knowing people who are official. And they were like, hey man, we want to see if you'd wanted to come. So I'll go with it. I wouldn't have even considered applying myself for it. But who knows? Maybe after this, I'd have a little bit of cred to do so for the future. Let's see. Saw in a post that the DCEU was all about superheroes and metahumans being gods to people, and the DCU is about superheroes being more vulnerable. I mean, kinda-ish. We don't know just yet, what the idea is going to be, but it is definitely making the characters the core of it, grounding them, making you feel for them. So I guess in essence, it is a little bit of that. So I'm just curious to see how they'll actually navigate that this time around. What's up, Logan? Just saw Superman theaters with my mom and dad, and my grandma, and we all loved it, especially Crypto, who I think we can all agree was an absolute show stealer. I may be a little bit of a rain cloud here. I love Crypto, don't get me wrong, but there were some times where I felt Clark's frustration. I felt it in my soul. I was like, God damn it, this dog. Love your Thunderbolts reaction. Robert was a major standout. Exactly. Yes. And I relate to him so much. So like when we get to go in and see what's going on in his head and the way his powers manifested, my God, did it just break my heart. I felt that shit. Since we got Superman trailer in December, I have a theory that we'll get the Supergirl trailer in December. Who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I miss Owl House already, and it's only been a day. Same. Fun fact, today is Rachel Brosnahan's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Rachel. I doubt you're watching this, but either way. Luce's Titan form was badass, and I'm happy that, I'm so happy that Gyps? What? I have no idea what you just said there, unless that was a typo. Happy that glyph that she used was the light glyph because it's the first one she learned, and this goes with the loose Titan form comment. Okay, thank you. I had to look ahead. It's like there's got to be more to this, or a clarification. Funny enough, how Rachel and David both have birthdays a few days apart. That's cool. Also, to get serious, wow, is this building up to something dark? Genuinely halfway through the season, as soon as Charlie said, I already ate, having suffered a fair share of ED during my teenage years. I ain't saying nothing. I hope I can get shorter complaint too. I can get the shorter complaint too. I just hope that when we get the Justice League movie, it's 3 hours if the story calls for it. I hope it's as long as the story needs to make sure everybody's got their due. Now Marvel Phase 5 has ended. What is your favorite Marvel movie and Disney Plus show of Phase 5, I guess? What even qualifies as Phase 5? Okay. Well, show, it's... Okay, I'm gonna look at the official list, because I don't think that's accurate. Where are you? Probably, probably either Guardians 3 or Thunderbolts. And then Daredevil. No, Loki. Loki season 2 is on here. So Loki season 2. Oh, I love the Coco Couch. Likewise, I adore his commentary and his reactions and just the accent. I'm a sucker for an accent. Marvel Phase 5 ended and I still don't have Armor Wars. I don't think we're going to be getting Armor Wars. I'm so relieved that Max went back to HBO Max, because such a weird thing to change in the first place. It's so funny and so humiliating for them. And I get so much glee out of it. The fact that they just went right back to what it was originally called. Based on my question last stream, I definitely want you to do some sort of smash or pass stream. Some collective hear me out. Maybe react to a Digimon smash or pass video on stream. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah, I would definitely dig to doing something similar to that at some point. I love just how unabashedly, for the lack of a better term, comic booky it felt. From the look of the world to the fact that Superman says stuff like gosh, feeling straight out of a comic book. He said gosh, he said golly, he said a bunch of very wholesome-y little words all sprinkled throughout that definitely made him feel like he's like a little bit of like from a different era himself. But I like the whole idea that he's punk rock now because kindness isn't the norm. You know, punk rock is counterculture, and culture currently is unkindness, a lack of that. You know, everybody is like Lois today in that way. Like she was like, you, how do we end up together? I'm this punk rock kid or whatever. And she's kind of just the average human being at this point, struggling to deal with everything else, like skeptical, harsh, jaded, closed off. And it's punk rock to be just a genuine kind person now, because it's not the norm anymore. And I don't know, I love that idea in the film. What's the wine? It is a Moscato. I forget what exact embellishments and stuff like that, but I just know it's a Moscato. That's all I kind of remember. Let's see. I knew what they were alluding to, and I was genuinely surprised. I had thought about it in the early seasons, and my reaction to Heartstopper is not going to go there. It's too cuddly. Oh, they go there. Will I react to Ballerina? Already have on Patreon. It'll be coming eventually. I was hoping to have it out by now, but I got to do my Tokyo Treat and Sakura thing here today, or this month, and I'm going to be doing that with Karate Kid because it just lines up perfectly, because one of the themes for the boxes for next month is Okinawa itself, so it's perfect. So I'm going to be rushing that out. That'll be the next reaction, then Birdcage, because I got to get the community pick out. So Ballerina will probably land sometime next month, which I know it'll be pretty late from when it went out, but if you want to watch it now, it's on Patreon. You also get it as a standalone. All the my movie reactions at current are up there as a standalone thing. Oh, you getting scared of Void using his powers was funny. I think it was more just like a jump scare because it was just out of nowhere, and how fast and just poppy it was. It's like just done. I think that's what it did. It was the suddenness of it that scared me the most. Was your favorite scene in Thunderbolts? Mine was Yelena saying, "Yelena, don't go into the vault," with the Red Guardian. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. But I think it's just like all of them hugging Sentry, like that whole little thing. Like we were really kind of getting into his head, and just that moment of catharsis, and just he's not alone finally. I don't know. I loved all of that. I can't believe we're in an age where some consider 2 hours to be a short movie. Sometimes it can be with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where that needed to be longer too, in my opinion. Very true. The good thing about the Owl House is that I don't even know what it's about, so I might be hearing the most spoiler of spoilers, and I have no idea. It's such a good show. Such a good show. Also give David Cornsweet and Nicholas Hoult all the Oscars. I mean, they both did really fucking good. Really good. And his Lex did some fucked up shit, man. Holy hell. You know the scene. Sometimes movies are too long, like Avengers Endgame. I don't think Avengers Endgame was too long. Not personally at all. No. I feel like there was moments of that needed fleshed out a little bit more. What's up, Ginger? How are you and the kitties doing? We're all doing mostly pretty good. So freaking hot here, and I hate it. It is also hot here as well. Superman is an illegal alien of the planet. All of it. That is very true. Very true. Last stream I asked if you knew the Vaporeon mean, and you said no. I request that you Google it and read, but I understand if you wanted to stop. It's quite unholy, but hilarious. Me? Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, anyway, if a child is born on U.S. soil, they are a citizen. But I'd count him a citizen since they were the first soil he ever touched on Earth was U.S. soil. But he still wasn't born here, so he still does not qualify technically. Well, on any technical aspect. Because he was born and all of such on Krypton. Not on the way, not any of that. Yeah. No spoilers, but I absolutely love the new Superman. So good. Hell yeah. I'm glad people were enjoying it, man. I was so nervous about watching this movie. Generally making Superman vulnerable and not fully invincible was such a genius move. I'm so impressed with it. And it just gives you a ceiling. Because, you know, even in the comics for a long time, he didn't start off just completely invincible. Like, as his threats escalated beyond his methods, like the opening of this movie, you know, kind of a wake-up call kind of situation came into play. You know, he's his own limiter. Like, his powers are limited literally only by himself. And eventually he learns to push past those limits, and at that point his power is limitless. So for a Superman that's this young and hasn't been pushed until now, it makes sense. And it just gives him more room to keep growing if they do decide to raise his power ceiling. Fantasy 4 is the same length as Superman, which is awesome. The perfect length. As a kid, I always obsessed with runtimes. Okay. I hope how popular this movie is fast-tracking it to be the start. We see less evil Superman in media going forward. Like, let's leave characters like Homelander and stories like Injustice in the past. I agree. I mean, they work in their own right for their own things, but yeah, we've had too many of them over the course of the last decade, and I'm well beyond some genuine takes here and there. I'm going to rewatch the other Fantastic Four films before I see the new one. Hell yeah, all power to you. Highly recommend The Dragon Prince. I'm watching it. It's amazing. I think you'd like it. I know like some of the people that were involved with Avatar moved on to work on that as well. I think Jack DeSena is also in it. So I don't know. I tried watching it at one point and the frame rate really fucked with my head, but I never really pushed on. Did you get any Superman merch at the theater, like a Superman cap, like I mentioned earlier? The shirt I wore in my review, I bought when I got my popcorn, just right there at the theater stand. That's where I got my my current Superman shirt that I got from the one that's got the updated logo and all that. The new Spider-Man show on Disney Plus is good. It's not Phase 5, so I haven't seen it. If it was an MCU, I wasn't watching it. And the animation looked like absolute dick, like rancid, soupy butthole. So I never watched it. I've heard the story is good and the characters are good, but I watched every promotional clip they put out, and it was just, none of it looked good. Like, I like the style, but the animation is rancid. That fight they released between Daredevil and Spider-Man was embarrassing to watch. Loved your ballerina reaction on Patreon, by the way. Such a good movie. So good. It's so good. Way better than I expected it to be. It's probably, out of the 5 John Wick films we've got, my number 3. I think. It was inventive. It was just so well written. The choreography, somehow they keep managing to make it all go. And because she's younger than Keanu Reeves, because there's been a noticeable decline in his speed and ability to do hand-to-hand throughout the films. Obviously, as he's getting older and the choreography is getting harder, as you know, it gets more into gunplay as the franchise moves deeper and deeper into it. But because of Anna and like the stuff she's done in the past, like with the Bond films and stuff, having her come in, her fighting style and her choreography is so much more snappy, quick, and it's so much fun to watch. I was extremely impressed by the movie. Lots of surprises in it as well. Just realized I never said hi. I'm a new fan since February. Love your Stranger Things reaction. Decided to watch you react to other things as well. Thanks for being my favorite reactor. Well, thank you and welcome. February coming in pretty fresh. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you enjoyed the Stranger Things. We'll be riding into that sunset together then. If Omni-Media movie was set in the Arrowverse, what would be the plot? I would just be reacting to them doing stuff in real time, I guess, as a citizen in distress. Before Superman, I got Fantastic Four turn your phones off message. Made me feel like I was in the 60s. Oh, that'll be cool. I came in a little bit late, so I don't know if I didn't see anything like that. I only saw like 2 trailers when I came in. Sandman is excellent. Exquisite. Agreed. So beautiful. Can we talk about how much Tao has been holding himself back? I love that he's went by this phrase of hair is hair. But man, I'm convinced the only reason they gave him that haircut is because not a single person would believe he's an outcast. That's funny. Anyone else remember Aaron Pierre from Mufasa, who was an immaculate actor? I remember him from other things. I will not watch that movie unless you guys vote and make me watch it. Not doing it. Long Saints, J.E.J., and I'll always defend this movie among all Disney remakes. Well, have fun. Also love your reaction to Derpy the Kitty from K-pop Demon Hunter. I can't believe that is officially the name. That is so funny. I love that damn cat too. I haven't watched your episode 5 reaction to Sandman yet, but I've been enjoying your reactions. It sucks that we're not getting any more volume after volume 2. Freaking love the show. Same. And there's so much story, and I understand like why they did it and also why they decided to cut certain things out, because there's so many stories where Dream just appears, where it's a story about someone else and he's just in their story, and they wanted to keep him the main character. And when you're looking through all the volumes, there's a lot where that's just not the case. So I get it. So there's a lot of stuff that they could have done. I don't know. There's so much that could be done, but yeah, I love it. Highly recommend checking out BoJack Horseman, maybe one day. Do you think Peacemaker Season 2 will introduce Oliver Queen? That would be funny, but who knows? I don't know. For Comic-Con, do you camp out for the main showroom? I have no idea. I've never been. But as press, apparently we don't have to do that. We have our own entrances and exits and stuff to certain areas, so I think I shouldn't have to deal with a lot of the chaos, but other than the fact of the chaos of trying to get the coverage and whatnot, running around from panel to panel. So I'm a little nervous, but we'll figure it out. They might have Oliver, maybe. Who's your top 3 characters in K-pop Demon Hunters, and what's your favorite song? Favorite song is Golden. Top 3 characters, I mean, probably Mira, Rumi, Zoe. I mean, it's the 3 gals. I mean, it's definitely no one else. What's up, man? What's up, Dawson? Saw your Thunderbolts reaction. Glad you loved it. It was definitely a blast watching it in the theater, especially not knowing much about Century, along with my mom and sister. Yeah, other than a couple of minor things, I didn't know jack shit about him either, and that made it so much more interesting. Are you sure about the American Squid Game? I read something just last week that was saying that David Fincher's stuff, but still listed under rumor. No, I mean, David Fincher's, it's official. Like, it is confirmed, it is happening. So yeah, that's not rumor. I have to pay freaking $35 for food at my theater, and that was just for me. Yeah, that's the worst part of going now, man, because oh my god, it's so fucking expensive. There was one night, because I decided to get drinks and snacks and stuff, just because I didn't eat that day, cost me almost, with the ticket, cost me almost $50 for me. From what I learned, dude's powers are like a combination of Superman, Dark Phoenix, Scarlet Witch, and many more, with the trauma of Moon Knight based on his alter ego. So yeah, kinda a god. That's the gist of it, for sure. I want to share something Elijah said in a recent Ruby reaction, slightly paraphrased to fit the character limit. It's so hard lately to react and find shows that I thoroughly enjoy as much as I have been enjoying Ruby. I want to catch up faster, but I also don't want to as much as I want it to last. I really love it. I mean, like, that's how I was, like, with Hell of a Boss and stuff like that. I could binge so many of these things, but, like, the things I really enjoy, I loathe getting to the end. I loathe getting to the end of a story and not having more to watch. It's so heartbreaking sometimes. I bet you heard Matt Reeves' Batman Part 2 script is finished and think they will be ready to film in 2026, while Robert is doing Dune Part 3 is filming this summer. Yeah, I did hear about the script finally being ready to go. Also, Moscow mentioned in her latest reaction that she's very pleased that Elijah convinced her to give Ruby a chance, and she's really enjoying the characters. This is you just gaslighting me more to watch Ruby at the moment. I'm seeing through the lies. There's a theory we could first get a movie titled Batman and Superman before the actual Batman movie in the DCU. Oh, that'd be interesting. Already answered that one. already answered that one. What it sounds like is really good too. Just hope they don't make the same mistake with the DCU as they made in the DCEU, but not giving each other a movie before Justice League. Don't rush it, Gunn, please. Or don't cram so many people into one movie as their origin point. Like, if you do like a twofer, like just a Superman and a Batman movie, I think that could be enough when you don't have 4 other people you need to introduce to the audience right out of the gate. So even if it's just something as small as, you know, like a 2-man team up or something like that sprinkled in throughout, you might be able to get around having to do the individual movies. But from what has been discussed, at least at this moment, is that they're planning on rebuilding out all the main members and then culminating in a Justice League, which is, you know, the right way to go about it. Also want to watch K-pop Demon Hunters and Predator Killers of this week. Love both your reactions to those, both great films. Yes, yeah, 100%. I love that we've been getting some good Predator content as of late. Which Christopher Nolan movies have you not watched yet? I know you hadn't watched The Prestige and Dunkirk as of a couple years ago, and I'll suggest either on your Patreon things if you haven't. What I mentioned in my last Nolan reaction, I still haven't seen anything new. Memento was the last new Nolan movie I've crossed off. The ones I haven't seen are still all the same. So yeah. I can't remember specifically. I know those two. There's like one or two others that I can think of, but I don't remember the names. But it's one of his older ones. But yeah. Will I do Fantastic Four review 2 Omni if you see it in a theater? Obviously. Yes. It's a silly question to ask. What movies or shows everyone loves except you? Movies? I don't know. I can't think of a movie everyone loves that I just don't. Nor a show, I guess. Unless I just, because a lot of the things that people may, like a lot of people talk about and absolutely love and that I've got no opinion on, I just haven't seen it. So it's hard to say. I mean, I guess, I don't know, like, I mean, Rick and Morty could be an example, but I stopped watching it. I liked it to a point, but then I just stopped watching it because everybody's so insufferable. So that's not really the same thing either. I don't know. I can't think of anything. Because if I don't hold an interest, I just don't watch it. And if everybody loves it, I can't say I don't like it because I just haven't watched it. The best part about the movies coming out are the early non-spoiler reviews and seeing people dance around spoilers in creative ways. I love the social media reactions as well. Yes, yes. Dream is a massive red flag with his lovers, but I love my emo Lord of Dreams. So sexy. Sorry, I'll stop. Hey, man, I could listen to him talk and look at him talk all day long. I get it. Also enjoyed your reaction to Season 5 mid-season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Can you believe that you'll be reacting to the 100th episode the week after next? One of the best episodes and recommend tissues. For anybody unaware, I'm 4 weeks ahead on Patreon, so I've already watched the episode you're talking about, like weeks ago. I'm recording episode 15 tomorrow. So yes. Emotional episode though, I will say. I hate being the guy to ask, what's your favorite, but what's your favorite black and white movie? I tried composing my 50 favorite movies of all time, and I kid you not, only about 8 or 10 films are modern. That's interesting. Favorite black and white film? Psycho. The original Psycho. Follow-up? Clerks. How do you reach out for screeners? It depends. A lot of places have press sites. You just Google whatever studio you're looking for, go to the press site and try to find the contacts. Sometimes it'll be public. Sometimes you have to sign up and get approved to even have access to that. For Netflix, it's media.netflix.com. You put in an application, they either approve it or not, and they'll give you access to their media outlet stuff. And from there, you just search for the shows you want to look into and reach out to the emails provided, and it's that's the gist. If you were in charge of everything DC, which character would you choose to make a show of? I don't know, because I prefer a movie of probably most everybody, but like if we're doing like a show, maybe like The Question. I think The Question would be a really good one to do for a TV show, watching the investigations, or, you know, Constantine. You know, if not, we only had that at one point. It was before its damn time. Zoned out a bit, but did you say you would react to Peacemaker Season 2, Omni? Obviously. I reacted to the Season 1. I'm 100% going to be reacting to Season 2. Certified Film Bro here. Fantastic Four is the last movie I see this year until Mando and Grogu next year. Why is that? Childhood crushes for me: Kimberly from the Power Rangers, Teen Titans girls, and others I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Kimberly was easily, her and Clarissa from Clarissa Explains It All were probably my 2 first major crushes as a kid. Like, easy. Also about Nick, why is he so handsome during the trip? Bloody hell. Because Kit Connor is a good looking lad. And they know what they're doing there. What's up, Cosmo? Happy Saturday, bro. I'm digging your Sandman reactions. You should check out the audiobooks 3 chapters and a full cast. I think I've already got the audiobooks downloaded, but I mean, I have it. I have all of it on my bookshelf right here. All of the issues. I refuse to read beyond what the show has covered right now, so I can still go in untainted from spoilers. But I have purchased the audiobook, so maybe I'll crack into that eventually. My favorite song from the film is probably Takedown. Takedown's really good. Also, I kept calling Charlie the jawline guy, but he genuinely is to me. The jawline is exquisite. Favorite Squid Game character is number 120. Don't ask me about names. That's Hyunju, if I remember right. Let's see. I remember the names more than I remember their numbers. I'm the other way around. The actress who was Taskmaster revealed her character was going to make it through the whole film, but they made changes to the script due to the strikes, I guess. I heard some people speculate that maybe it was the reaction to her character in Black Widow. I mean, all of it lines up around the same time, so who knows what the truth is. The show I'm looking forward to the most is Peacemaker Season 2. I'm gonna watch it, but I wouldn't say I'm like looking forward to it. I'm not like excited to watch it. I'm gonna watch it though. Favorite show of the year is Andor for me. Season 2 was nothing short of perfection. 100% agreed. Out of Teen Titans, Doom Patrol, the JSA, and the Justice League, which team would you join if you had powers? Probably the Teen Titans. Even though like their age range doesn't make any sense with all of them, and I'm also farthest from a teen. They just seem like a fun group of kids to hang out with, just in general, like characters in general. I mean, then there's Nightwing as one of the mentors, Starfire is one of the mentors. Depending on when you talk about coming into the group as well, which team you're working with, who's in charge. The Justice League is just, there's too much seriousness. Doom Patrol, too much batshit weird stuff going on. JSA, a bunch of weird old timers. I don't know, kind of weird. Hell though, if I had my option though right now, give me the Justice Gang. I never thought I'd be like, hey, let's hang out with Guy Gardner for a little while. I've always hated that motherfucker, but Nathan Fillion turned me around. My favorite Nick line is from season 1, episode 8. When you know, you know. Yeah, I'm going to need a translation on that one, guys. It's a bit of a, as a bit of a furry fan, I'm glad to gush over bad guys in Zootopia. Okay, random, but go for it. I can't hate too much. I mean, one of my first crushes as a kid as well, Lola Bunny. I would never count myself as a furry, personally, but there are a couple of one-offs like Lola, because they knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. God. Some fierce, man. Don't understand why some people watch Squid Game in English dub. For me, it takes away what makes Squid Game even better. Agreed. I tried. Out of curiosity, I did put on the dub for episode 1 of season 1, and I burst out laughing. It was so funny. It was so clunky and terrible. I can't. I still need to catch up on your Andor reactions. Can't wait. Get to it. Would Outhouse be in your favorite shows this year? I mean, it didn't come out this year, but that I watched this year, definitely. It would probably be in my top 5. Is there a DCU storyline you hope they get to, Omni? It sounds like they're not going to do it based on some comments from James Gunn, but I'd love to see what they do with the Red Hood. But he's talked about, if you die in this world, if you die in the DCU, you die for good. And that completely rules out Jason Todd. Unless we enter the DCU and he's already the Red Hood. and that kind of gives him some wiggle room to get around that, but then we wouldn't have seen it. Other than that, Court of Owls would be a fun one, but I think Matt Reeves may be going towards that. World's Finest would be fun. I don't know. There's it's hard to say. There's just too many to pick from. Boo! What's up, KN? How are you? Trying to scare me? How dare you? We need an Avatar 3 trailer. We don't need it. And here's where we're talking about all that. Good enough. Press. Nepo baby press. Kinda. You deserve to be official and fancy as press. Hell yeah. One day. I hope you get to see Koi from Rio Rejects at San Diego Comic-Con. I think he's there this year. He's usually there most years, I believe. I did ask Greg if they were going to be going, and they're not. So, I'm not surprised that they wouldn't be going, though, to be fair. Just, I was like, hey, I'll kind of be ish in the area. I mean, it's like 2.5 hours away, but still in the area. I don't think we'd have time to hang out or anything like that, though. But yeah, I'll be at SDCC. I work for Boom Studios. Oh, damn. It'd be an honor to grab a beer and talk movies. Well, keep an eye out, or let me know. Hit me up, and we might be able to work something out while we're there. Boom Studios. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, duh. The comic studio. Wait, really? Dude, that's awesome. Maybe that came up when we talked last time and I just didn't put it together. I really, really desperately need that full Power Rangers run. What's up, Marcus? Would you love Matt Ryan to return as to be John at the DCU, or would you like to see someone new? And same question with Grant Gustin as the Flash. If you gave me the option, I'd give you both. I would give you both. Hope you don't mind me saying, but you look younger than you are. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully I can keep this glowing young aesthetic for as long as possible. Let's see. Do you think there would be characters Superman doesn't know yet, like the Flash? I know he probably knows Batman since Metropolis is close to Gotham, I think. He might know of Batman right now, but maybe doesn't know Batman right now. I mean, the probability is definitely there. He already has, quite obviously, a pretty strong rapport with a lot of other characters right now, so who knows? It's too early to compare the DCEU to the DCU when the second one has literally had one movie out. Very true. This week was David Cornsweat's birthday. Hell yeah. You excited for Wonder Man and Tales of Wakanda? Excited? No. Will I watch them? Probably. Amy Jo will be signing at your booth? Well then, hell yeah. I've met, so far out of the original cast, I mean, obviously, rest in peace, Jason David Frank. I never got to meet him. Favorite Ranger character all time. But I have met, and also with Twee Trang, like, it sucks that, like, I mean, it was tragedy no matter how you look at any of it, but that I can never meet the full original cast or anything like that, and no one can show that appreciation or that, I don't know. It's just heartbreaking, man. Dude, like, when they did that memorial for the two of them at the end of Always a Ranger, dude, I fucking broke. Anyway, I have met Walter, I have met David, and I've met Austin. I've yet to meet Amy Jo, so that would be awesome to do so. Just saw Superman last night with my stepbrother, and my stepfather in the movies was great and awesome. It felt like I was watching a comic come to life, and also my stepbrother got Funkos. Well, hell yeah. Also, I mean, not the original lineup or anything like that, but I've met, I was gonna say Adam, Johnny Young Bosch a couple times now, and Steve Cardenas, Karen Ashley, Kate Sutherland. So working my way through the Rangers pantheon at the moment. But she has eluded me so far. Hops of Superman Lex Luthor after the movie because they were selling the stuff at the theater I was at. Oh, that's cool. Also got a Superman poster. Sick. Given how tonally different this new Superman is from Batman, can you honestly see the two coming together without one of them sacrificing their tone? Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we've seen it done in animation, we've seen it done in comics where they don't mess with each other's vibes at all. Yeah, 100%. Also, the monkey Twitter bots was absolutely perfect. I loved that bit too. Did you ever play RuneScape or Adventure Quest Battle On back in the day? I played a little RuneScape in college, but not a lot. What? You're reacting to the birdcage? I am. That's what won this month's poll. I have yet to record it though, which I'm hoping to do this weekend. Let's see. My stepbrother Tavian was mad because I got the last Superman at the theater, and that was why he got Lex. I told him that they were selling them online and at GameStop and on my second local comic book store, Odin. Well, that's cool. How was the last episode of Owl House? When I watched it, it was so cheesy but perfect. I loved how Luce stared down Bellows while the natural environment took him down. I love that when she was tearing him out of the Titan's heart, she just like, oh, what did she say? Something sucker. God, what did she say? Fuck. I cackled. It was too perfect. Whatever. Like, that moment got me good. There's so many great moments in it. I wouldn't call it cheesy either. I just, like, it was just so good. So good. Let's see. Superman trailer feels like the most like Superman. Very, yeah, it does. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, take this, sucker. I couldn't remember what she said right before that. I was like, what? Something sucker. I was like, take this, sucker. And she just rips him out. I was like, no badass line, no nothing. She's just like, it's perfect. It's so loose. Did you like Superman's suit? I feel like without the collar around his neck, it would look a little bit better. I kind of agree, but like in the movie, I never found myself lingering or being concerned with the suit like a hat was outside of it, like going into the movie. So I was in the movie, I never really thought about it at all. Did I hear that right? You did indeed. Would you consider David's Superman and Nicholas right up there with your Mount Rushmore of those characters? I'll probably need to see more of them. But for right now, David's Superman is right under Tyler for me. Tyler's still my favorite live action Superman currently, but we will see. Nicholas, I need to see more, but right now he's still under Michael Rosenbaum. But I put him above everybody else. Oh no. The scene in Thunderbolts where Red Guardian saved the child just for her to get blipped definitely terrified me. I think that's one of the scariest things I've seen in Marvel personally. Yeah, that was like, oh, that got me. Because I didn't know if they were dead when that happened or not. Because I didn't know if they were being sucked into like a void plane or if they were like being Hiroshima'd. You know, like with the shadow, like the atom bomb going off and their shadows get blasted into the concrete or whatever. I didn't know if that was them dead or not until a point. So yeah. I wasn't expecting that they were selling Funko Pops to the movies. I just got my Superman as an early birthday gift from me on Friday. Hell yeah. How was Sarah Sapalhio as Eve? She was something. The plot line with her and Jimmy, or just them in general, was weird. I mean, she was fine, but it is not the Eve Tessmacher I am used to by any stretch, but yeah, it's fine. That's a look. Wow. This is my birthday. It's on the 18th. Well, happy belated birthday. Or early birthday. Early birthday. Duh. I think you should search Vaporeon meme. I repeatedly say no, and the growing concern on your face was, yeah, I can't believe somebody told you to search it. Oh, do you know the knowledge? I suffer with the knowledge of the Vaporeon meme. So must he. Do you do Wordle? No, I have, but I don't. Maybe give it a try now on stream just to see how you do. No, that will never be something I do on one of these streams. I already get behind enough as it is. The frame rate gets better as the seasons go on. I mean, I feel like that was probably a stylistic choice, but I guess maybe you get used to it, or do they actually fix it later on? Kind of wish that the theater was there at selling Thunderbolts Funko Pops when they were in theaters, but they were selling Fantastic Four Pops on July 25th. Let's see. Superman made me hate Lex as much as I love Soups. This man proudly proclaims getting rid of his ex and then threatens to kill a dog in the same scene. Such an incredible job. Yeah, he's a horrific person. But he's upfront about it all. When it comes to the daily games, I like Framed. I guess the movie by Single Movie Frames. Oh, that's fun. That'd be interesting. I think I'd like that more. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was awesome. I'm glad a lot of people liked it. Maybe I'll get around to it when we get closer to season 2. Can we get a Flash movie before Justice League this time? I hope so. Did you see the teaser for Odyssey at the theaters? I did not. I missed that. If it was shown at mine, I missed it. I gotta head out now. See you next stream. Take it easy, Alordy. I'm still real time, about 30 minutes behind, and I will be ending stream at 6. So, again, keep that in mind. If you got something you really gotta say, you might have to bite the bullet and super chat that shit. My comment actually got sent, so now I have to type it all out. It's too long. Damn you, YouTube. Its name is Derpy the Kitty. Does the bird have a name? I can't remember if the bird had a name. I don't know. If it did, I haven't retained that information. Do you have a favorite word? Like meh, super flexible. I don't think that I do. Do you think that Amazon Deal Days is going to be happening again this year? And what did you get for Deal Days? I mean, it probably will. And like last year, I'll probably still get nothing. Because when I want something, I just get it when I want it or need it. So I don't really wait for deal days or special events most of the time. The only times I'll like splurge on something maybe is if it's like a Steam summer sale or winter sale or something like that. Superman, maybe. Oh, this is maybe a retype of your previous comment. So I probably read the original retracted one. Will you upload videos for your Comic-Con press? Maybe via body camera. I won't be doing no body cam, but I will probably be posting pictures, little clips, little whatever I can throughout as much as possible. We'll see. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Oliver want to know why Peacemaker made fun of him. That'd be fun. That'd be funny. I was hoping that you would do less edits on episode 5 of Sandman because that song carried that episode. I mean, it's a song. YouTubes and songs don't go well. I kept what I felt like I could. Anyway, I don't believe any films can be too long. That's only if properly executed and well paced. Well, then you exactly corrected yourself, contradicted yourself. Those are the stipulations. If it's well paced and well executed, it can be too long or too short, or it can never be too long or too short if it's done well and paced well. I mean, heck, Satan Tango 1994 is a 7.5 hour film that had finished over the course of 3 days, and you'd probably would have probably have the most vile assumptions about the quality of the film. It's immediately terrible garbage slop, but I kid you not, it's one of the greatest films ever made. It's one of the most ambitious of contemporary classics. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. But again, you contradicted yourself. Let's see. I never fully caught on to the Squid Game train, but after watching it, 3 seasons felt excessive. An American spinoff is just milking it. Oh yeah, it's definitely just milking it. For me, just a single small popcorn is like 11 USD, which is insane. Also, hi. Howdy, howdy. I can't imagine when I take a date to the theater how expensive that'll be for 2 people. I sneak food in, cinema-wise. I usually don't have any stealthy ways to do that myself. I have before, but a lot of times I just want a fucking bowl of popcorn. Breaking news, Nickelodeon, Disney Junior, Disney XD are closing down in Canada because of Coors Entertainment. Thanks, Coors. Is that good? Is that bad? Will I be doing King of the Hill reactions? I don't know if I'm going to be reacting or not. Do not know yet. But I will be watching it. I love King of the Hill, man. Could Robin be in Batman Part 2? Grayson instead of Jason Todd? I mean, who knows? I know Robert's thrown around the possibility. Unforgettable experience. Do we know who the Batman will be in the DCU? Not yet. Not yet. What are all the shows and movies later this year you reacting to or watching? Wednesday, Peacemaker, Stranger Things. These are just the ones I know of off the top of my head. Wonder Man, probably. I mean, it's MCU, so I'll definitely be at least covering it. I mean, that's all that I know of off the top of my head, other than what we usually got, you know. I mean, also stuff that we already have lined up. Gravity Falls will be reacting to. Agent Carter, Dead Boy Detectives, which I'll be doing only on Patreon. Actually, you know, I might just do Agent Carter on Patreon too while I'm at it. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I can't remember. I think I've probably already told everybody I was going to put it on the channel, so I might be locked into having to do that now. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Gotta go now. Hope you have a good weekend. See you next stream, next live. Well, take it easy, Roberto. Thank you for stopping in. And thank you, Francis, for becoming an adventurer here on the channel. Do you think we'll have gotten a lot better Star Wars sequels if George Lucas didn't sell to Disney? Probably. At least we would have had a coherent vision. Honestly, there's two indie series that I can't wait for. One of them is called Soul Mart, the other is Brooklyn Broke the Universe. Have you seen the trailers for them? Never heard of them. This would be the first I'm hearing of either of them. Also, I'm going to start reading some comics on Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho and the Engineer because of the Authority movie. I don't need to read on the guy because I've read most of Green Lantern comics that he is in. Fair enough. There's a lot of things that I'm not aware of when it comes to some of those characters, so yeah, I might need to do a little digging into that. Yeah, just have Batman, Superman, and maybe Supergirl and the Adventure together without introducing Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg. Wonder Woman and Flash deserve their own movie. Agreed. Regarding my previous comment about Christopher Nolan movies you didn't watch, there were 4, but The Prestige and Dunkirk are the ones I remember. The other 2 are from his older stuff. Now I feel like I need to look. Because I don't remember the name. I know I will when I see it, though. Because it was one of the, I think it might have been his first one. Following Insomnia, Dunkirk, and The Prestige. Those are the 4. Following and Insomnia were the 2 neither of us could remember. What other movies, shows, cartoons, and anime do you have on your list? I've got like 100+ shows on my poll list, and my movie list is like 30 at the moment, like for the community polls at least. So I do not have the time to go through that. If somebody has suggested it, I have wrote it down and added it to the list, so it's on there as an option eventually. I kid you not, my favorite scene of Sandman season 2 is him confronting Dell as a real big brother. I like that too. When he was actually recognizing himself, his problems, his issues, and sitting there and like apologizing, which is something Dream very rarely does. It really hit me since it reminded me of my older siblings. I love that too. That was one of my favorite scenes as well. I hope the Justice League is like the Avengers, where the roster changes movie to movie. Like one team could have Green Lantern while the other could have Blue Beetle. That would be cool. That would be really cool. Actually, I've never really thought about something like that, but I wouldn't mind a rotating roster or an inconsistent roster. Who inspires you? Could be a real life or within the YouTube space. I mean, it just depends on what you're talking about. Like George Lucas inspires me. Chris Carter inspires me. Kevin Smith is a huge inspiration to me in so many facets as well. I mean, when it talks to doing YouTube, you know, Nostalgia Critic was a huge inspiration, and Angry Joe, and then in the reaction sphere were like Greg and them from The Real Rejects. They were a huge motivation to kind of tackle some of this stuff as well. Christopher Reeve is an inspiration. Keanu Reeves is an inspiration. There's so many. I could just keep rattling on. I kind of wish that Jessica Cruz or Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan was in Guy's place in the movie, but Officer Nolan did a great job as the guy who, in the movie, Guy is my least favorite Green Lantern. Same. Guy Gardner is also my least favorite Green Lantern, but Hal John and Guy will be in the Lanterns series that is coming out whenever that comes out. So I'm excited to see how they balance all of that. Which fictional character in DC or Marvel is most like you? Most like me in Marvel, this may be a little egregious, but I would like to say or think Peter Parker is probably the closest to me. Out of all the ones I know of, probably the closest. In DC, I don't know. DC is like a harder animal to like kind of compare, because at least in the comics, they're very different the way they handle things and the characters. A lot of them are less, I don't know, they're a lot more accentuated, I'll say. Harder to relate to. DC, all the characters I aspire to. Like, Marvel's, I've always said this, Marvel is like a reflection of the world, whereas DC is an aspirational version of the world and the characters you follow. That's why you always get the thing, well, like in DC, like they're looked at as gods and stuff like that, because you want to strive to be better, to be more than, like they're an ideal to try to get to, or cautionary, like Batman, or something of the sort. Like, it's just a very, they have very different philosophies. So like when it comes to DC, it's always been hard to like be like, oh, I really relate to that person, or that person is me. The closest person that comes to mind off the top of my head might be Beast Boy, minus the vegetarianism, because I very much so love meat. Next to my name is a crown with a 1. What does that mean? It means you are a top fan. In this chat, you have interacted the most and earned the most XP. I kid you not, my favorite scene of Sandman was him confronting Devil's a real big brother. Oh, I guess you, again, you probably retracted this and then resent this. Him, he reminded me of older siblings. Well, it's second to that scene from episode 6. I wonder which scene in episode 6 you actually mean. I've watched it. I'm in the middle of editing it at the moment, but I'm curious which one. See if you can hint it to me without actually spoiling it for anybody. Most favorites are the 3. I hope I see Jessica at some point in the DCU. I hope the Lanterns next year, but I don't know if it'll be likely she'll appear in that. We'll see. Fairly new to your channel, so I need to check out your Peacemaker Season 1 reactions. Well then, get to it. You know what? How are you doing, Omni? On top of that, you eaten anything you specifically liked recently? Comfort foods, unique foods, etc. Unique foods, probably no. I don't. I have a pretty regular, mundane cycle of food options that I cycle through these days. But what did I eat? I think yesterday, Friday, all I ate all day was 2 bowls of popcorn. One at lunch, and my dinner was another bowl of popcorn at Superman. But what did I eat yesterday? I had beefaroni and Chick-fil-A. I think I had beefaroni and Chick-fil-A was yesterday. But pizza is my go-to comfort food for sure. Pepperoni pizza. Yeah. I have a very bland palate, I'll say. I would probably choose Zatanna. I hope her story would fit into a show. I would love Zatanna just in any format, but like I said, I would like to see her on the big screen probably first, but we'll see. Have you ever tried or considered a Pokemon Nuzlocke? I've considered it, but I just don't have the time or the energy to devote to something like that, man. I got stopped saying Officer Nolan because Nathan Fillion played him in The Rookie. Oh, okay. I knew what you meant, but I just rolled with it. Who's the best detective? The question: Batman or Sherlock? That's tough. I want to say, I don't know, man. That's too tough, man. I might You know what? I'm going to give it to Sherlock just because he's like the OG iconic detective. He's the template. When watching that fight with Mac and Cassius in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I was kind of surprised that you referenced Red vs. Blue. Was introduced to it during college before the pandemic. So cool to know you've seen it. Oh, I grew up on that shit. I watched it when it was out, when it first ever came out. I've got the first 7 seasons on Blu-ray. I love Red vs. Blue. When there was the regime change, when the first major arc ended, I think I got to like season 14 and I fell off. I just couldn't stick in it anymore. But I need to go back and finish it though. I heard they gave it a pretty solid first like conclusion in the end. Who was my favorite RVB character? Hands down Church. Church all day, every day. A lot of the movies coming out before Mando and Grogu don't really interest me that much personally. I only ever go to big movies in the theaters and they can never be seen on the big screen. Fair enough. Very, very valid. What's up, Runa Ray? How are you doing? Batman versus Sherlock. Answer is Batman. Me versus Omni-Media. Answer is Omni-Media. I don't know. Want to fight? Sherlock for me. It would be really interesting to go them head to head, but I do think Sherlock would probably best Batman. I never had a childhood crush, to be fair. However, I can deeply appreciate someone like Tom Hiddleston or Ella Purnell now. They are some good-looking people. That they are. That they are. Also, by the way, can you react to the movie called Warfare? It's a really good war movie with Joseph Quinn, Kit Connor, and Will Poulter. Were amazing in the movie. I've heard great things about it. I need to find some time, maybe next month or the coming months. Maybe I'll carve out some time to check it out. My mother has a custom crush on Tom Hiddleston. Your mother has excellent taste. I realize most of the films I've been seeing in theaters have been superhero, Star Wars, or fantasy based. That's kind of been my thing too, as of late as well, because it's for those that I feel like it's worth going to the theater for the experience or the spectacle. Something the big screen is actually going to enhance. But I just also haven't been going all that much. It took me this long to realize Omni-Media is in the Super Saiyan God form. His hair is red. What? My hair's not red. Or you mean like right now because of the glow? Like the glow from this light. And it's more, yeah, I mean, yes, it could be, it could line up in there. I knew you were going to say Lola Bunny. My life is way better because I met you. Aw, thank you for helping me get through that. That would be cool if Oliver Queen showed up in Peacemaker, especially now that we've seen 2 billionaires that have been introduced in Superman. Yes, Space Jam really did it for us with Lola Bunny. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Honestly, my number one fictional crush is Sucrose from Genshin. Unfamiliar, completely unfamiliar. Anyone know why English speakers were dubbed or voiced over with English speakers in Squid Game? Did they really do that? What? Maybe they keep the voices consistent, maybe? I don't know. I think dubs on any Japanese shows or movies usually aren't it, because the Japanese language just has so much more emotion than ours, and its structure just JJK and Solo Leveling. I could watch the dub. Animation, it's very different for me. It really just depends on the quality of the dub, because it can vary. But live action, I need to watch it in its native language. I can't. Because you can match mouth flaps all day long in animation, and I won't be none the wiser. But it's just too dissonant with live action for me. But she's a bunny. It's weird. She's a humanoid bunny. It's different. It's not like she's an actual rabbit. Because that's a whole other conversation. How long till we get a Doomsday trailer? Who knows, man. I kind of want to see Blackest Night one day. I think that if they, even though James Gunn said if you die, you die, it'd be good to go back on that, because he wants to introduce a Lazarus Pit. Because if he wants to introduce a Lazarus Pit in the future movie. Yeah, it's going to have to be a little loosey-goosey on that at some point. I have to imagine so. I don't know who just used the emoji communicated with, but that was hilarious. Solo Leveling had a really good English dub, Jen. Hi. Amy Jo will be signing at my booth. I read that earlier. Do you think Yoon should just gotten on the plane? I get why he did what he did. And I feel like it was admirable to have done what he did. Should he have? Maybe? I don't know. Who's to say? But it'd be hard to have his spirit, his heart, and knowingly just go on and have a regular life while people continue to go on through that. I don't know. I would love to see the Red Hood story eventually or Long Halloween in live action. Can you name 5 Hazbin Hotel characters that actually like Alistair? Mimsy, Charlie, Nifty. I was blanking there for a minute. I wouldn't say like, but I mean, Angel's indifferent. Zestial, I think, likes Alistair, and Rosie likes Alistair. There you go. I got you 5. Have I seen the Van Helsing TV series? I have not. I just started it recently, and I'm already enjoying it. Currently on season 2, episode 5, and I'm completely hooked. I met JDF on the Bad and the Sun sets for Superpower Beatdown. He was an amazing human being. Dude, I loved those, and I loved how he did so many of those. Totally jealous of you there. I really enjoyed Hellsing Ultimate, Tony. Which animated Batman should James Gunn's Batman look like costume-wise? I'm open to interpretation. It would be so cool if the first major story for the DCU is Crisis on Infinite Earths. That would be insane if they did that. Is it okay if I DM you on Discord later about Netflix screeners and applying? It's asking something out like association and that. Yeah, sure, go for it. What is your most prized possession in that room? I get like this question frequently. I can't remember. I feel like my answer always changes, but right now I'm gonna go with my Kingdom Hearts chess set. When Lou said, "Take this, sucker," it's a direct reference to the Good Witch Azura in the first episode. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Damn it. Oops. I can't believe I fucked that up. Let's see. It's a reference to that. On the earliest top is DC animated movies. There's actually a Ruby and Justice League crossover movie, 2 parts, and the various crossover comics of them as well. I know. I saw the trailer for it, and it looked absolute like ass. I watched a couple of clips from it, and it was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen in my life. So did Eno actually want Park to kill his brother? If he had no other choice, probably. I looked it up and Gunn clarified here, while he acknowledged the possibility of using the Lazarus Pit or resurrection, he insists it would only be done if it serves a meaningful narrative. Okay, good. Awesome. Hope you enjoy Birdcage. I'll keep looking out for the reaction. Last thing I found at the end of the quote here from Guns approaching the aim more keep my ground over the most impactful DC universe where the stakes are higher and the stories are more meaningful. I mean, that's how it should be done. Did you know that the Owl House was meant for have 4 seasons, but Disney, being Disney, said they went through with the Loose and Amity Kiss in season 2 that they would have to cut back? I did know about that. Did you see that we could get a Mr. Terrific TV series and a Jimmy Olsen Daily Planet series? Mr. Terrific TV series, I could be down for. I do not want any more than I have to have of this Jimmy Olsen. I could not stand him. He was my least favorite part of the whole movie. Do you think Butcher will die in season 5? I would be shocked if he didn't. I have an Owl House meme that has King trying to eat a Tide washing pack, and it was Captain King's Tide. Okay. Are you going to watch Dexter Resurrection? I've never seen a single episode of any Dexter series, so that's going to be a hard no. I don't know why I'd watch the revival series if I've never watched the original show. Favorite words for me, lilac and weasel. P.S. I be lurking and cooking. Well, enjoy your cook and hope it's something delish. Do you think things would have ended up differently if Junho got to the island before the 6th game started? Probably. More than likely, yeah. Because he could have, he made it to that very same space where the game was happening. It's possible he could have, if he gotten there just a little bit sooner, that he could have stopped Gyun and saved everything. Shut them down, captured everybody, arrested them, and maybe even like saved Gyun. Made it so he didn't have to do what he did. Did this Lex remind you of Rosenbaum, like I mentioned in my review? If you guys actually watched my videos on my channel. I think he was very much so an amalgamation of every Lex we've seen in the past. There's a little bit of everything. I never spend a lot on food when I go to the theaters, you know, because Five Below is right there. No, I don't have one of those nearby. Got boneless chicken wings and a medium drink and vegetables with blue cheese dip. Oh, that sounds good right now. Do you think Minsu should have teamed up with Gyun and MG Coin during the final game? It probably would have behooved him to do so, but I'm not surprised that didn't happen. I once snuck in beef jerky in my shoe to the theater. I once snuck in a full like styrofoam carryout box from a hibachi like takeout Japanese place at the mall. Brought a whole ass that in there with me. I just was carrying my coat just in my arm like this, and it was just holding that, and I just like got out a fork and was like What's up, Aiden? How are you? Did anyone spoil Superman before you went, Omni? No, it wasn't out yet, so nothing at all got spoiled for me when I went and saw it. So out of all the 11 Squid Games, which one was your favorite? Like game? I don't know, man. I mean, Red Light, Green Light's the most iconic game. I don't know, it's hard to say, but maybe Red Light, Green Light, just to be a little cop-out here because we are short on time. Which song should Stranger Things in season 5 use? I don't know. I just want to say thank you. I'm French Canadian and you helped me learn my basic English. I know I make some mistakes in my sentence. Oh, no problem at all. Any help I can. But shout outs to French Canada. I've never been to any of the French Canadian provinces. I've only ever been to BC. So maybe one day, I think you got a good double feature going on with The Last Starfighter and The Flight of the Navigator. Sounds like a pretty good mashup there. What show are you going to watch but are least hyped for? Stranger Things, Peacemaker, House of the Dragon, Wednesday, Last of Us Season 3. Least hyped for? Probably Peacemaker. And I can't say why. I loved the first season, but out of all of those, if I had to put it in there, probably put it last. Justice League United. You wrote that well, Francis. Keep it up, and you'll write better English than most Americans do. That is very true. Is it okay to show you a list of shows and movies and pick whatever feels interested in? Or not allowed to? I guess a lot of stuff in a list. Love your content. It's my first time seeing you live. I mean, you can always send me whatever you want to send me. Whether or not I have time to look at it is a whole different thing. In the lives, it would just bog things down. I would not recommend it if it's going to be a big-ass list. I feel like we don't need to see Under the Red Hood good story until we get like 6 or 7 years into the universe. Well, Damian Wayne's already our Robin, so it's likely it's already happened. So who knows? I would love for you to rewatch Pokemon from the beginning. I'm loving my rewatch. If I ever have the time, man, it is one of the things I would love to do. Like how the DCU has fictional cities while the MCU has real ones. That's another reason why I talked about the reflection thing. It puts you in our world. DCU, the DC universe in general uses completely fictional cities like 90% of the time, and countries even for that matter. Bro, I love Psycho. It's Alfred Hitchcock's horror masterpiece. Agreed. Would be so cool if Peacemaker Season 2 mentions certain cities like Central City and National City. That'd be cool. Robin or Barry? For what? Like who you think I most might be like? So what do you think humans are? Huh? I'm confused by what you mean there. You said you were most like Peter Parker. Which one? Peter 1, Peter 2, or Peter 3? Out of those, I'd probably say I'm probably most like Andrew Garfield, if we're using those as a template. Saw some fans worry that when Gunn said lanterns would be grounded, now after seeing Superman, I think he means that it'll be emotionally grounded, not grounded isn't realistic. Yeah, I think people completely misunderstood what he meant with that. Season 2 of The X-Files started off strong. Had mentioned to you how episode 2 was hard for me to watch, but dang, good episode. Slowly but surely, I'm making my way through. Hell yeah. Just remember, when you get to the end of season 5, which is probably a long ways away, but still, I'll remind you every step of the way too, to watch X-Files the movie, Fight the Future, depending on what it's titled as. It's either going to be listed as X-Files the movie or X-Files Fight the Future. Whatever you do, between when you finish the final episode of season 5, watch that before you start season 6, because it picks up right after the movie. Red vs. Blue is my favorite web show. It was for me, I think, for the longest time as well. I think Hell of a Boss has probably taken that currently, but I have such a soft spot for the OG Red vs. Blue. I was signed up. I waited week to week for every new episode. I love it so much. Zatanna in every format and every costume. Zatanna is so hot. It was my favorite RVB character. I mentioned that church before. I just watched the Bicycle Gang on the Bridge episode. I'm on the Ditto episode next. Oh, that's a fun one. The word discombobulate is stuck in my head thanks to all of the TikToks, and damn it, RDJ, that's also a fun one to say. If we say best detectives, no gadgets, does that change the answers? I would still say Sherlock. Like, yeah, if we're going no scanners, no forensics, no whatever, just straight eyes, hands, ears, deduction, nose even, I'd probably give it to Sherlock. In the end scene, episode 6, when Dream is in his room, that one was, oof, yeah. Actually, would Hunger Games count as fantasy? Kinda. How did I think that contradiction sounded right in my head? This is a sign to head to bed. Sign ignored for the meanwhile. Was that another contradiction? God, I need to stop. Anyway, get some sleep, Albert. Get some sleep. Superman or Super Supreme? Pizza. Rick Flag doesn't feel like the same Flag from Creature Commandos to me. I think he felt kind of the same to me. I didn't really feel any disconnect between them at all, other than physical appearance wise. Kitty, what's up, Joseph? What are you willing to see in my Adventures of Superman 3? Just the world get bigger. I want to see some other heroes introduced outside of all of that universe grow and expand. I know we're getting the Green Lantern stuff, but we started to dabble with that in season 2. Give me more. With Lola Bunny, Omni is like, hear me out. It's not even like a huge hear me out. I mean, that's like one of the most common normie ass answers you could get is Lola Bunny. Was that Jumba that appeared on camera? No, he would never be up on my desk. That was Cookie. He's out. I think he's outside still at the moment. Do you think Caboose is actually dumb or acting dumb? Which is funny, in the first episode, he's not that dumb. In the next subsequent episodes, he gets increasingly dumber and dumber throughout. So who knows? Actually dumb. Or something happened along the way that made him dumb. After Jurassic World Rebirth and Fantastic Four, the only other movie I want to watch in the cinema is Wicked for Good. I still need to figure out if I'm going to see Jurassic World Rebirth in theaters or not. On animation, I usually prefer the original language. I can accept dubs. On live action, I refuse to watch anything besides the original language. Same. I will play Ghost of Yotei in English because reading subtitles could take away from the game for me. It's not like watching the show. Yeah, I played Ghost of Tsushima in English, so I'm gonna do the same with Yotei as well. Omni live with CatCam? Maybe one day. Best little photobomb. I simply must know which meow that was. It's still weird, dude. It might still be weird, but it's the most normiest thing in the world. Where did you find the soft piano version of You Will Be Okay? It's a lo-fi version. that was playing a moment ago. It's been on repeat the entire time. It's on Frost FM's channel. It's their remix of it. Actually, point taken, Omni. I think the first story should be simpler, and then they should get into Crisis and then other stories under their belt. I think Crisis should be way down the road. Do you read a lot of novels? If so, what's your most decorated novel of all time? I don't read as much as I should. I read very little, actually. My favorite book that I've ever read, I don't know, man. I'll say like is kind of been tainted as of late because I loved Harry Potter growing up. But if we're talking like currently, I mean, Halo Fall of Reach is a standout novel to me. I really enjoy it. The original Jurassic Park I really like, but I think the movie's better than the book. And I've read all of Game of Thrones. And some things are better. I think from what the show adapted from up until the end of the books is better in the shows. But the books are fine. I don't know. It's hard to say. That's kind of all I got at the moment for that one. Lily-chan, thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you. And you are very welcome for the cat pictures. Yep, I'll continue to give you all of the updates. Let's see. I'll feel a little more content today if I can make sure that the kittens are actually coming around and getting fed. Let's see. What is one book you just cannot finish? Any book I start most of the time. Last thing before I probably head out for dinner, did you see the special thanks to John Watts in your Thunderbolts reaction on Patreon? I did not. If you didn't know, Jake Schreier and Watts were college roommates, so it was cool that they worked together again on Skeleton Crew. I hope that Jake does get to direct X-Men since TV was great. I did not know that. That's a fun little detail. I'm on the opposite bit here where I like Jimmy, but we don't need a series for him. I'm almost on Goodbye Pikachu. Damn, you really hating on Jimmy. He was very un-Jimmy-like. Started Wild Robot, had to stop because a bright bill nestling Roz after hatching caused me to cry so much, and I was sober. Hey, that's not the worst I've seen. We got 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, it was like 3 minutes into the first Paddington Bear movie, and she started crying, and we never went back to finish it. So, not to call her out on that. Goodbye, Pika. Still watching your Superman review. Let's see. I will still watch your Superman review. You should create a Batman utility belt that has candy and slots for when you sneak into the movie theater. That wouldn't be that convenient, and I wouldn't be able to put what I actually want in there unless I filled every pocket with popcorn. I almost exclusively get popcorn at the theater unless I'm really feeling out of pocket. Also, I was doing some thinking, and could you imagine if everyone survives at the end of Stranger Things, like only Vecna? Also, when I say everyone else, I do not consider any of the minor characters real characters on the show, like Murray, Erica. This may be a hot take, but whatever, they just waste time. I do not care whatsoever for them. I care for them, but yeah, they're not main characters. But I would be shocked if any main cast actually die. Saw a review where someone mentioned all the other Lexes were never mentioned Michael Cudlitz. I could definitely see that. With the one scene, I could see some Cudlets in there. Do we watch videos on your channel? Nah, we just here for fun. I'm guessing if they do kill a major character off, they will push it to the fan alley to kill them off. Who knows, man? We'll have to wait and see. I recently saw some people react to Black Panther, and it made me realize how much of a trooper Chadwick Boseman was to have cancer and still do that much insane. He really did leave a legacy. I'm going to assume you watched Sorta Stupid's reaction for that. Because I know they'd said something, they talked about that, that specifically in there as well. But who knows, it could have been anybody else. Do you ever think about you'll watch Parasite in the future? I do want to get around to it eventually. I do hope to. I sneak popcorn into it, sweets, even biscuits in the cinema, and they never check my bags here in the UK. They have, well, they don't check bags, but they will be like, you can't bring that in here if you, like, they catch you with something in your hand or something like that or whatever. Love your vids. Can't find the time to watch them until I find time, unfortunately, but still watch them for sure. I'm watching you. Wolfwalkers or Wish Dragon. Both of them were amazing movies, but I somehow still watched for the millionth time. Hopefully you make it to this point. Popping in again. The environment here is such a comfort. Looking forward to more House of the Dragon. Is that next year? Is it next year or is it this year? I can't remember. That comment earlier is making me think of the pizza. What is everybody's favorite pizza? Pepperoni pizza? That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Don't give me anything else. Oh, we got another super chat here. Great song. Thank you. Thank you. A long-time watcher, and I'm very excited to watch the next parts of One Piece with you. I love how you analyze and get the message of the show. Oh, thank you. I try really hard to take every little bit of it. Not even that hard. It's just how I take everything seriously. I think sometimes a little too seriously. But yeah, and One Piece is no different. I'm glad that the few people that are still hanging on are still enjoying it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where was I? Comment, can Fleabag be in your next poll? It was on the last poll, and I think it's on the next poll whenever that happens. It's not winning anything yet. If they do a third Batman movie, I imagine a time jump would be the first Robin would be Jason and died somewhere between 2 and 3. The villain is Red Hood. Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be cool. Have a good day, Omni. You as well. Are you going to watch Dead Boy Detectives? I think I mentioned this before you came in. I'm going to be reacting to it on Patreon only. At least for the time being, it will only be a Patreon thing. I'm going to watch it between Sandman Volume 1 and 2. Have I watched Invincible? I have reacted to every episode of Invincible so far. Do you know the most normie hear me out for girls is? I feel like I should know, but I'm not thinking of anything right now. I did do Attack on Titan, but because I have watched a majority of it offline, I only have some of the final season on the channel. Just made it. Oh man, just losing in first place at the time of Stop Hands. You mentioned sponsorship for your cats. How does one participate? It's on Patreon. It's the top level on Patreon. It's the Savior tier that I added if you want to sponsor one of the cats. Just so there's no favoritism and nobody's picking anybody, nobody feels left out, and it's no last pick for dodgeball situation. Whenever somebody signs up for that, I just roll a dice. I got numbers assigned for every one of the cats, and that's the cat that that's your sponsor. And I give you updates on what they've been up to and fun little pics, videos, or whatever I can send you guys every time to help with all the cat expenses. As a fellow cat dad, what are your thoughts on indoor/outdoor cats? I accommodate as long as I know it's safe-ish outside and that they're more comfortable outside. Because especially with how many cats I have, some of them, most notably Jumba, he's been born and raised outside, and he will throw a hissy fit if you do not let him out. So it just depends. Like Cookie and Jumba are the only ones that are allowed to come and go. Floof is returned to the wild currently. Biscuit is not allowed inside because he will pee and mark everywhere, and Jumba will fight him. Even though I'm pretty sure Biscuit would kick his ass. But yeah, it just depends. Ideally, I want them to be inside only, but if they're not happy inside, especially if they're used to being outside, I'll try to accommodate. The Murderbot series as audiobook, very good narration. Me gaslighting you to watch Ruby? Never! Although I said it was legit. Ask Elijah Moscow yourself. I dare you. Maybe one day. Currently rereading Philosopher's Stone. Well, almost finished, actually. I'm going to assume you watched Sword of Super Reactions. Do any reactors not know each other? God damn it. I mean, I don't know them. Some of them follow... we follow each other on Instagram, most of us. Ruff is the only one that's not following me back. Ruff. But I've only interacted with them a couple times in their comments. I just watch their videos. I know of them. I would not say I know them, and I've never really talked to them. So it's not the same. But when I have free time, I spend 90% of it watching reactions. I think I made a fan art for you after July. If you did get the second person to get a fan art, do you have a Discord server for your community by chance? I may have taken it. I think it's not public anymore after everything. I do have one, but I set up the link to only invite people that are members at this point. You can shoot me if you really want to send me anything like that. You can always send it to my PO box or drop it in the what's I going to say, like shoot me a message and hopefully I'll be able to see it. Should Matt Reeves Batman get a new suit every movie and have a traditional suit? I'd say new suit every movie. Upgrade that suit. Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. That's a pretty normie one. That's a pretty normie one. I've also heard Robin Hood from the Disney Robin Hood one, that animated movie. Yeah, that one right there. the Robin Hood Fox. Robin Hood is number 2. There you go. You all on the right page. Omni has his eye on me. Love your channel, Omni. You're a fun guy and don't mean plant. Hell yeah. Take care, my friend. Have a beautiful weekend. Love, peace, and chicken grease, and punk rock the day. Right back at you, man. Right back at you. Hopefully we can meet up at SDCC. Jumba, that's a lovely name for a cat. I love him. He's such a sweetie, even though he's a grumpy boy around the rest of the cats. Can I have your Green Ranger mask? Hell no. Well, chat, we finally slowed down, therefore I assume the stream is ending. Good night. Was great chatting with you. Yeah, I mean, I told everybody I was ending at 6. We went in just a little bit over just because we were so close to the end of the messages. So I wanted to, we went ahead and made it to the end. So, but guys, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you guys for being understanding. And thank you guys for the super chats, the love, and all that jazz. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your week. And hopefully we'll be back here. Well, no, next weekend. I don't know if I'll be streaming next weekend or not, because I had intended to go to PeachCon with to Adam and Jay's little event, but with the whole SDCC thing coming out on the fly, it just depends on where my budget's at the moment, if I'm still going to be able to make it to that. But we will see. So I may or may not, it depends on, if I leave, I won't be here. If I do go to it, I won't be able to stream. If I do go to it, that's the same thing. If I do end up going to it, I won't have a stream. But if I end up staying home and saving money, we will stream. But anyway, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you whenever the hell I see y'all next. Because if it's not next weekend, it'll be at least 3 weeks from now. Anyway, take it easy, everybody.